How was your birthday? Good?
My birthday was
Bad. I told my wife about the money.
Yeah.
She told me never trust the machine. He should have went to the...
I know, Joe. You keep hurting me more by telling me. I know already. I feel bad about it. You're going to make me feel worse. I never trust a machine again. Or people. The machine didn't rip me off. The person did.
Yeah, but you walked away. If you were with the cashier, you will never walk. She'll give you a receipt.
Does it make you feel good to hurt me?
Oh, no, it's
Joe likes to
okay.
hurt
Forget about it.
How do I forget about it? You keep bringing it up.
Hi, Tony. How is everything?
Hi, Tony. Who the hell's Tony?
No, not Tony.
You know there's no Tony, Joe. You're just making up stuff. There's no Tony.
No, Alfonso is.
I don't even know who Alfonso is. You keep making up stuff. No Alfonso.
Alfred Cruz.
Alfred Cruz is there. I'm sure he's there.
Yeah, I can see them. Hello. Hello,
Nice.
Paul. How are you doing?
Nice out today, Joe.
Yeah, 52 degrees.
You started early. You started 2 minutes early today, Joe.
All right. He likes.
We're 2 minutes early. I'm just going to let it run, let the ladies soak this in. Streaming with Vinny's here today, so that's nice. Paul Greenwell's here. Rob H. Rob, my friend, God bless you. I'm praying for you. I hope you're well. Ambrose. Hi, Ambrose. Hi, RJ. RJ, I hope you're feeling better. Rev, as usual, thank you, my boy. Thank you very much. Alfred Cluse, God bless you. Valerie Wood's in the house. Hi, Valerie Wood.
How you doing, Valerie?
God bless you, too.
Rockland, how are you?
I love me some Valerie Wood.
Thank you.
Joe C's in the house. Where the hell Joe C? I don't see Joe C.
How you doing, Joe?
Hi, Joe. We got too many Joes here. One Joe has got to go. But as soon as we get a couple more people in here, we got a dedication today. There he is. There's Joe C. Hi, Joe C. We have a dedication today. Big dedication. We're dedicating the whole show, Joe. Oh, damn it, Joe.
To our friend, Joe
The
Hernandez.
The sun just came out, Joe.
What you gonna do? They love it.
They don't love it. They can't see us no more.
Really?
It's my own fault for trusting Joe, guys. Look, it was great. The sun is out now, so it's going to be a little tricky. I hope you can see us okay. Hi, Tammany. Hi, Paul. The sun's behind a cloud again. We got 2 more minutes before
The sun went down again.
the sun went down again, or a cloud went in front of the sun again. Today, everybody, where's my prayer warriors? God, one thing that Joe and I have in common, probably the only thing that Joe and I have in common, other than we both breathe air, and we're both men, I think we're both men, are we, Joe?
How you doing?
Is that we both love God. We have lived our life helping others and doing good things for people, and God has always been the one constant in our lives. And today, hi Treaton, today we call upon God and all my prayer warriors in here to please bend the knee and say a prayer for our dear friend Joe Hernandez. He is having a rough time right now. He is at the hospital right now. Hector, we love you, brother. God bless you and your family. Jacob, my dog, is in the house. Ladies, I think he's single. I never know with him. He's a bit of a player, but he's also looking for love. Jake is my nephew. He's the most handsome Bowen next to me. He's number 2. Number 2 in the Bowen lineage. At 60, he ain't gonna look like this. Hell no. He barely looks like this at 30. What's poppin', Jake? I want to pray for our dear friend Joe Hernandez. Joe has had some medical issues, and he's at the hospital right now. He's been there a couple days. I dedicate this show to Joe Hernandez, and I ask you all to please, if you're not doing something, even if you are doing something, stop for a second, say a prayer for our dear friend Joe Hernandez.
I ask all the saints to pray for Joe Hernandez.
All the saints?
Yes.
St. Patrick?
Yes. Because
St. Bernard?
For Joe Hernandez and all the sick around the world.
God bless him. God bless him.
Amen.
Joe, let's start the show.
Yes.
I ain't got nothing else to do. It's Sunday. I ain't got no shorties today. I got a couple. Here it is. Look. White wine. They spell wine, W-H-I-N-E. This is a black lady. She's involved with the Staten Island Association of something. Well, she got caught with texts on her phone about white people. I give it to her. Let her have it. What do I care? I'm sure half the white people that are condemning her had some texts on their phone about black folks. If we could all stop blaming each other, that would be pretty wonderful. Don't you think, Joe?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
I can't.
Oh, I don't like it, Joe. I don't like to start the show with an animal story that's not good. Look at this beautiful little kitty cat. Somebody, it says corrosive, maims, queens, kittens. Kittens, more than one kitten. Anybody that could be cruel to an animal is a horrible. This is how Jeffrey Dahmer starts. Folks, if you have a loved one, a son, a daughter, a nephew, a niece, a next door neighbor, and they're being cruel to animals, they're going to be a murderer. As Jeffrey Dahmer, these guys start off doing stuff like this. These are losers. A serial sicko may be dousing helpless kittens in Queens with a caustic chemical causing injuries so severe one had to be euthanized. That means destroyed, killed. Over the past 2 weeks, at least 4 kittens belonging to a stray cat colony on 102nd Street and Richmond Hill have been discovered with grisly injuries to their paws, so extreme in some cases that bones poked out. What person, Joe, would want to harm any living? I don't care if you're a kid and you pull the wings off flies.
If he is
not a good person.
If he is cruel to animals, he's cruel to humans.
Listen to this,
Yeah.
Joe. Well, I hope they catch him. It sounds like they will. He's a serial killer. Turbulence kills a passenger on a private jet, Joe. You go on a private jet, you're going around, and turbulence is so bad that it kills you.
Your head is gonna.
I don't know. Your head hit something. Your heart broke. A passenger on board a private plane was killed Friday when the aircraft hit severe turbulence. The National Transportation Safety Board said it was investigating the incident, which forced the Bombardier Challenger 300 business jet to divert to Bradley International Airport. The plane was carrying 5 people who were flying from Keene, New Hampshire to Leesburg, Virginia. Usually when you're on one of those planes, Joe, it's a short flight, like New York to Atlantic City. The Federal Safety Board said it was interviewing the 2 crew members and 2 surviving passengers that it had removed the jet's cockpit voice and data recorders. The agency said the preliminary report, they're not telling us nothing. This is called a stall. They give you a headline, they don't tell you nothing. Did the guy hit his head? Did he break his back? Turbulence is crazy.
Turbulence was the hit the head.
Well, here's her text. These are her texts. She's saying it wasn't her. Someone hacked my phone. Hi, David Young. God bless you, David Young. Hi, Tammany. Hi, Kevin Butler. Hi, Kathy. Brooklyn, Ambrose. Hi, guys.
Hi, Tammany.
So, someone said, spill the tea. And she said, Christ. White ass is gone. It's happening. I agreed to take CL. She won because I don't know what it's talking about. I need to clean up this island. White folks need to recognize this is not the boys club anymore. I don't have any problem with that. A strong black woman runs this bitch now. They can either get on board or they can get off board. If they don't get out, I'm going to take them out one by one. They going to hurt and I'm going to hit them. It's going to be fun. The other person says exciting stuff. I couldn't do it without my deputy. I don't really think she's saying anything horrible. White folks think they run this thing, and I'm here, and it ain't gonna happen no more. I have a problem with that. Maybe I'm an idiot. Joe, you don't like the Prince. You don't like Prince Harry very much, do you?
It doesn't bother me, all this nonsense.
He's just he's a poop talker.
Yeah, he wants to make money. Talk.
He does want to make money.
Yeah.
He's talking about his pops. They interview him. If there's a microphone and $1 around, he's going to spill the tea. One time I caught my brother in bed with a hooker and cheese. That's what he does. He's just a snitch. He's a snitch. This is really, really, really sad to me because they've been talking about this kid for over a year on the internet, and now people are finally seeing him. This right here, my friends, is Joe Morant. Joe Morant. I think he's one of the best players in the NBA. The guy is insane. And my little Jake, my nephew Jake, could have went pro. I used to go to his games. He's an exceptional ball player. He can't get with me. He ain't got the handles I got. But I'm sure Jake is very familiar with Joe Morant. This is a kid who came from nothing, but he made it, Joe, to the top of the NBA. He's worth $100 million, but he can't stay out the streets. He's running around with kids from his old neighborhood. Well, here he is flashing a gun. Can you imagine an NBA player? I get the hip-hop guys, they want to flash the gun. Look at me, I'm a tough guy. This is a guy worth $100 million in a hip-hop video flashing a gun. He has been suspended for 2 games. 2 games, Joe. Now, it's probably going to say here because they make so much money, how much those 2 games are going to cost him.
For a while.
It ain't nothing to a guy like this. Ja's got a gun. Again, NBA superstar Joe Morant, who has been accused of flashing a handgun at a teen over the summer, was suspended at least 2 games after a video emerged Saturday of him displaying the gun for a second time in a now viral Instagram video. First of all, the kid's a moron. I'm big and I'm rich, so let me do stupid shit. Come on, bro. That's just stupid. In a now viral Instagram live video, he posed at 5:19 a.m. Saturday from the unidentified Denver strip club. He had the gun in a strip club, Joe. I get it. I get it. You're rich. You got a hella jewelry around your neck. What do you think them jewels cost? And you want to make sure you protect your stuff, but that's what the homies are for. Let the homies hold the peace. He's been suspended. I don't see how much he makes a game here. Morant was sued by in September for clocking a 17-year-old in the face on a pickup game. When you see a young guy like this who's only been in the league a year or so, and they're already getting in trouble, I think of like Allen Iverson, who was one of my heroes and idols. They start getting in trouble this early. There's a lot of pressure, and it gets worse. I hope that Joe Morant will turn it around. Oh boy, Joe. I know you're going to hate this. Joe,
don't read it.
What am I going to do? Not read? Just play a song in your head, Joe. I have to read it.
Woman killed 3 children. Okay. That's terrible.
Joe doesn't want me to read it. Three children in Texas killed by their mom. I'm not going to read it.
No.
Out of respect for Joe. Who cares that we have a news program?
No.
There's a plane crash. Don't read it! Okay. Never mind. 3 kids. We'll do that on another thing. Eatery owner Aspen Vaughn says this footage shows Jackson Mahomes forcefully kissing her. Who's Jackson Mahomes? I know. It's got to be the brother of Patrick Mahomes, the superstar. He's worth about $300 million already. Young football player who's the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. I believe that's his brother. Jackson Mahomes, the younger brother of 2-time Super Bowl champion Patrick Mahomes, is reportedly under investigation for allegedly shoving a waitress and forcibly kissing her and the owner. Don't do it. Don't forcibly kiss anybody, bro. That's assault.
See how those people make millions of dollars. I was a heavyweight boxer for 20 years. I didn't make anything.
You were in the wrong era, Joe. The wrong era. You'd make a lot now. Muhammad Ali made $100,000 a fight. Some of these guys are making $200 million a fight. A French family is suing an Airbnb after their 19-month-old daughter died from a fentanyl overdose at the home. Joe, I've told you there's a new trick that people are doing. This fentanyl can kill you just by touching it, Joe. Just by inhaling it. So there's this new trend going around where they put it on a dollar bill and they throw the dollar bill on the ground, and then someone's going to walk by and pick it up and they're going to pick up fentanyl and die. Do not pick up those dollar bills, bro. Lyle and Boris Lavner had put their toddler Enora down for a nap at a lake house in Wellington, August of 2021. 2 hours later, the baby was dead. The autopsy revealed a lethal amount of fentanyl. It's a mystery how the girl came in contact with it. I don't know that you can sue the Airbnb. I don't know that you can prove it. Here's a suit. I don't know if he's suing her or she's suing him, but we're going to get to the bottom of it. It's a therapist, Joe. If you ever look at the word therapist and you break it down, it means the rapist. Now, that's not what it means, but people use that joke all the time. The rapist. Therapists get in your mind, and if they're a good therapist, they can help you, and if they're a bad therapist, they can manipulate you. This one here, Mistress Money, Michael Polak, says that Union Square therapist, please get your kid in check, bruh. Is the kid having fun or is he being tortured, Joe? I don't want to be the old man who tells a kid to get off my lawn. Hi, Mr. Bot. Okay, so she's a Union Square therapist. She got him for 250 racks. Jimmy, I need you to lay down on the couch. I need you to think about what's been troubling you. I know exactly how to help you. You need to give me $250,000 to let it be. That's how they get you. And not those words, but that's how they get you. This was more than a Freudian slip. A Union Square, that's down on 14th Street, Joe. Psychologist manipulated a hedge fund guy. This guy's got the money. Into believing that he was trapped in his marriage, and then she seduced him. You're trapped in your marriage. Here's a blowjob. That's all she needed. That's what happened. This is Boogie Bunch after dark. She seduced him. By the time the patient finally walked away from the treatment, he claims he had shelled out over $250,000 in sexual payments alone. That's just for the sexual payments. Michael Pollack began seeing Heidi Kling, 58, back in 2008 for anxiety amid a turbulent stock market. The businessman, whose wife is from India, had also survived the trauma of the November 26th terror attack in Mumbai. That's where they think it was at a mall. Horrible. The father of two claims the shrink fostered an emotional dependence on him and idolization of her, and romanced him with constant emails. I love children.
What, she milked him?
She milked him for, she probably did milk him. She, 250, that was the best 250 thou he ever spent. Poor guy. 6 million theft has fit to be tied. 50 Cent. Everybody knows 50 Cent. Curtis Jackson, straight out of Queens. 50 Cent in the club. 50 Cent luxury booze company says a one-time drug dealer paved the way for an executive to allegedly steal millions from the business. The rapper Sire Spirits say in a Manhattan Supreme Court that it lost $6.2 million to embezzlement scheme. Michael Caruso, who was a Manhattan drug dealer in the 1990s and works for Beam Beverages, connected Sire Spirits with Mitchell Green. I don't know. He said Green had a close relationship with well-known. Here's the problem, guys. You get in bed with these rappers. Maybe these rappers, a lot of them are from the streets. 50 Cent is shot 9 times. The guy's from the street. He's ruthless businessman. Jay-Z, ruthless businessman. You get in bed with them, that's one thing. It's the homies that come along and extort you that get you for the million. So 6.5 million. I'm crying about 60,000. This guy got for 6 million. A reparations task force. Joe, do you know what reparations is?
Reparations?
Yes. Well, reparations is an ideal.
I'm going to leave you for 2 minutes.
Tell those kids to... Oh, you're going to what?
Pee.
All right.
Just a little. Right. No, not the kids. I don't.
Joe's going to leave us. He'll be back. I love how every time Joe has to go to the bathroom, he leans over to me like you guys can't see him. He goes, I'm going to be back in a few minutes. I have to pee. Joe got to take a pee-pee. Take a commercial break. Once again, I want to remind everybody that today's show is dedicated to our dear friend Joe Hernandez. Joe, we love you dearly. Got the whole crew in here praying for you, hoping that... Joe, are you okay? Joe just fell down. Oh, my God. Oh, boy. That's... I blame Joe Hernandez for that. I'm over here talking to Joe Hernandez. I look over and Joe's laying on the concrete over there. Guys, he's 145 years old. He gets around pretty good for an old timer. He sits me in this stupid table with the sun right there. I tell him every day, don't do it, bruh. Today was fine. It was cloudy, but as soon as the clouds move, the sun comes out. I can't see nothing. Joe Hernandez. Screw Joe Hernandez. Let's everybody forget Joe Hernandez today. Pray for Joe. Just kidding, Joe Hernandez. Pray for them both. And pray for Joe Biden while you're at it. Joe Hernandez, we love you very much. Praying for a full and speedy recovery. And if we can help, we will help. Please reach out. Jordan Joe just got up. He has to go pee. I will be back. I have to pee. Joe, they're right there. Good to see you. And Joe I'm sure he's going to give us the whole story, but Joe just took a nasty tumble over there on the concrete. I wish a couple of these kids would tumble out of this location. I love kids, and listen, I wouldn't want some old man telling me to shut up. They're just over here yelling, having a good time. Reparations are when what I believe, and I support it. Black folks who were drugged out of Africa to the United States to build the United States. There's a reason why we're the most powerful country in the world. And then the reparations is to pay them back for the hundreds of years of slavery and for stealing their culture and their God from them, their religion, their name. It's a touchy situation to some. I'm like, yo, give it to them. I don't know how you give it to them. That's the tricky part. Reparations Task Force in California has increased the amount of money it wants the taxpayers to fork over for compensation for racial discrimination and enslavement. After first proposing the $220,000 payments last year, the task force proposed at a meeting Friday that listen to me, black folks, especially my black folks, every black citizen in California should be given a $360,000 check. I know a lot of my homies out there like right now going, yo, it's a lot of cash. It's a lot of cash. If it happens there, it will happen everywhere. I ain't hating on nobody, though. I will never do that. I'm sure there's a lot of people right now going, no, hell no. I ain't paying for that. I will. They want it, I'll pay it. The payment could be direct or in the form of investments, education, healthcare, and home ownership. For 100 years, black folks couldn't get a home. The banks wouldn't give them loans. The banks wouldn't do this. And there's people now who complain about trying to make the level playing field. The black universities. I believe there should be black universities. I'll never forget, I was working at a job one time. I was talking to my friend, and I said something really, I think about it 40 years later. We were talking about Soul Train, the TV show. And I said to my friend, I go, Soul Train? That's not fair. Soul Train? How are you going to have a show just for black folks? That was me at 18 or 19. And a brown guy, he wasn't black, he was from Guam or Islander. He turned to me and said, Bob, you're a really cool guy, but you're really stupid. I said, what are you talking about? He said, they have Soul Train because they can't even get on MTV, black folks. Oh, I said, well, what about American Bandstand? It's got white and black folks. American Bandstand is a white corporation, and they'll throw the bone to the black guy every now and then. Guys, race is a very tricky double-edged sword. We all know that. All know that. Anyways, he was right, 100%. I was never more embarrassed in my life. I thought about it. I thought, they should have black colleges. They should have affirmative action. Black folks should be given same privileges as white folks. Same with brown folks and Asian folks. The systemic system we have in place to keep black folks and brown folks in some of these. There's a reason why you go into the ghetto. I don't even like that word. Or you go into some of these rough neighborhoods. There ain't no white folks. And the white folks, because it's a twisted knot that probably will never get solved. But anything that we can do to help each other, lift each other up, I support 100%. Joe, what the hell's your problem, man?
I wanted to jump like a kid, and I failed.
Joe, I'm on here saying, I'm on here. Where'd you go? By the way, where'd you go, Joe?
The IP.
Joe went to
public.
Joe, I'm over here saying how much we love Joe Hernandez.
How is he doing?
He's my man. We love Joe Hernandez. We're all praying for him. But I look up, Joe, and you're laying on the concrete over there. What happened?
I jumped and I fell.
Joe, you're too old to be jumping.
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you, bro? You could barely walk.
Well, I used to be a big boxer.
Used to be a boxer.
But, those days are over.
Yes. You boxing is not going to happen, and you walking is very scary. Whenever we leave here and I say, Joe, can I buy you a cup of coffee? He says, yes. Starbucks is right there. I always say, Joe, I'll meet you there. And I run over to Starbucks. Because I'm like a spring chicken. I'm like a gazelle bouncing around. And it takes Joe about 30 minutes to get.
Hi, Kevin Bittler.
Hi, Vila Cutler. Nice Nittler over there. Look at this. This is the next one to watch, folks. This is Buster Murdaugh. There's his father. His father shot and killed his mother and his brother. His father had been indicted on 99 crimes against humanity for stealing from the disabled. He was a lawyer, Joe, the biggest lawyer in their town. And he would represent you. And let's say you're handicapped, you got hit by a truck. He'd represent you and win you $4 million and just keep it. And then you would call and he'd say, yeah, I got 2,000 coming in Thursday for you. He'd keep all their money. He did this to 99 people, bro. He got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Anyways, his son, the one who was murdered by him, had killed a girl in a boat accident. He was just a horrible person. Both sons, the one who's dead and this one here, flaming red hair, are suspects in the murder of a young gay man. Stephen, very common name. It's like Stephen Smith or something. I forget his name. I apologize. Reportedly was actually his lover out of high school. So he killed him to shut him up. But this guy right here, I think he's the next one. With all the attention his daddy got on him, I have a feeling that he's going to be the next one to be indicted for that murder. But after his father's just convicted, got double life. This kid gets drunk and disorderly. Buster Murdaugh. First of all, his name's Buster. Buster Murdaugh, the sole surviving son of Alex Murdaugh, had a wild side he displayed just 2 months after his family was massacred. Murdaugh, 26, was calm and stoic during his father's 6 weeks murder trial, which ended Thursday when his disbarred Southern Carolina lawyer was convicted. I don't care. Watch the kid, Buster Murdaugh. It's a Boogie Bob exclusive. His name was Stephen Smith. Thank you, Treat. Thank you very much. I believe when there's a victim of something that you should have the name right, and I'm old, I forget stuff, I apologize. Yeah. The one name I didn't forget, Joe, is Joe Hernandez.
That's good.
Our dear friend Joe Hernandez. He's going to be out running marathons real soon. Joe, we love you. Thank you, and God bless you very much. Powerlifting. I talked about this yesterday, Joe. I think everyone knows that Joe and I are both two heterosexual, manly men. Joe's in a relationship, in a marriage for how long, Joe? 50 years? 45 years?
45.
Beautiful wife, kids, grandkids. I'm a player. I'm a player from the Himalaya. You feel me? I go way back since brothers played 8 tracks. Anyway, so with that said, I don't got no kids. I don't know if I ever have kids. I'm 60 now. I read in the encyclopedia, in order to have kids, you have to do that. It's probably been about 12, 13 years, so I don't think I can have kids, but we'll see. Anyways, Joe, with that said, you and I are very, even though we're heterosexual, very friendly towards the gay community. We have a lot of our beautiful watchers are from the LGBTQ plus community. We love our trans people. Well, this is a tough, slippery slope because trans men that were born men and transitioned to women. Oh boy, Joe, do we got to fight?
No, they don't. You know how they talk.
They're yelling. They look like they're getting ready to fight each other right now.
Street talk, you know, but no fight.
But sports is a slippery slope when it comes to trans, especially when a man, someone who was born a man and transitions to a woman, they take the hormones and the what have you, and a lot of times they're stronger than a natural born woman. Doesn't mean they're any less of a woman in my eyes. But trans women, powerlifting, USA Powerlifting must allow trans athletes to compete in the women's division after transgender lifter J.C.C. Cooper won her discrimination case against the organization. So Joe, powerlifting is all about muscles and body, and I'm sure that the natural born women feel that they are at a disadvantage over the transitioned woman because of genetics and DNA and what have you. Very slippery slope. I believe she's a woman. She identifies as a woman. Be a woman. I don't lift against her, so I wouldn't have a dog in that fight. I don't know how you fix that. I just don't know how you fix it. I don't know if it could be a fair competition, and that's not me in any hatred or any way at all. It's just me being ignorant to how it works and all that. I don't know. Most people don't. Another Ohio derailment, Joe.
Another one?
Another one, bro. And another one. We the best music! Ohio residents were ordered to shelter in place Saturday after another Norfolk Southern train ran off the tracks. If that train runs off the track, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. About 20 of the train's 212 cars derailed. Joe, that's what a lot of people don't realize. A train has hundreds of cars, sometimes 1,000 cars.
Yeah,
you ever been out in the woods somewhere and a train goes by and you're sitting there for an hour and a half going doop, 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 because they're just pulling. That's why they take about 2 miles to stop. Anyways, 20 of the train's 212 cars derailed in Springfield around 5 p.m. The company spokesman said no hazardous materials were on there. But ain't that what they said the first time? What do you want them to say? Yeah, we've got acid. It's going to kill you. They won't. They'll lie. The one knock that is constantly happening from this is that Trump, I'm not blaming him, but Trump loosened every regulation on trains when he was in the White House. They talked about this for 4 years. He basically got rid of any safety precautions. So they're blaming Trump on this. Hopefully we get regulations in place to protect everyone everywhere. I'm not blaming anyone.
We actually, we can say the railroad are old.
They are old.
Yeah.
That's facts.
They
Hey, Joe.
built century ago.
A Midwest storm. What's the Midwest, Joe? What is that? Midwest.
Midwest is
Arizona, Colorado?
It's
I don't know.
the middle of the continent, U.S. continent.
Well,
You know,
the Midwest storm kills 11 as California digs out. Joe, California is not used to snow. Certainly not down in Sacramento and the Bay Area. Up in the mountains towards Reno and all that, they get them. But residents in the mountains east of Los Angeles were growing increasingly desperate as they remain trapped by a record snowfall Saturday. While the death toll is already 11, Joe, and climbing. From the storm's sweep through the Midwest as parts of the Northeast got slammed with heavy snow. Up to 7 feet dumped in a historic blizzard ravaged pass in California last weekend. I have a lady friend in Compton, city of Compton. She's like, yo, Bob, I think she's in South Central now. She said, Bob, I got a snowstorm. I go, what, you go on vacation? She said, no, in South Central. Girl, you tripping. You gotta put that pipe down. She said, Bob, I'm having a damn snowstorm, brother, in South Central. Oh boy, listen to this. Stranded snorkelers sue. You know what a snorkeler is, Joe? It's a swimmer who has a little snorkel thing. They're going out, not really scuba diving, they got a snorkel. A company is suing a Hawaiian tour company for $5 million after they say they were abandoned in the ocean while snorkeling on their honeymoon. Alexander Burkell and Elizabeth Webster went on a snorkeling trip in Lanai Island. They were snorkeling when they realized the boat from Maui Sail Company was gone. The couple tried to keep afloat and send distress signals, but they eventually ended up in even deeper, choppier waters. They eventually made it to the shore. So this story happens all too common. Why do I know that, Joe? Because it happened to me. Me and my ex-wife went to Sandals Resort in Jamaica. I was much heavier than I am today. We went out on a boat. All the Rasta guys were there driving up. Ah, man, we're going to have a good time, man. You go out. We all got in the water, and we're right next to the boat. And all we're doing is just kind of floating. I think we even had life vests on. Just kind of floating, and you got the mask on, and you're looking down. You can see like 30 feet. You're seeing fish swim under. It's pretty cool. And you got the little snorkel, so you don't have to keep... your head's kind of underwater, but the snorkel's sticking out. You're only 6 inches. I'm looking down, I go, this is pretty great. I look up at her, I go, hey, this is cool. And I look and the boat's gone. Bro, the boat is gone. I could see a little dot over there where the boat had drifted. Me and her are the only two in the water. So I start to panic. Now, we're not drowning because I got the life vest on. But we start swimming. We're swimming. And not getting any closer. By the time we get near the boat, Joe, I figured out just to lay on my back and just kind of kick my legs like a frog, and we'll get to the boat. We got to the boat, Joe, and I was so exhausted, I was getting ready to go underwater, but thank God I had a vest on. I would have drowned, 100%. And I couldn't climb up the ladder to the boat. There's a little ladder with 5 rungs on the back of it. I was so exhausted, I couldn't get up the ladder. I started panicking. And I'm not panicking because I'm going to die. I'm panicking because people are looking at me on the boat and I can't pull myself up. I used every inch, every bit of strength in my life to get up. I got in the boat. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't do anything. I was exhausted. The guy, man, you almost drowned, man. It was crazy. Well, I was very popular, obviously, on the island. I was the flyest guy out there.
I don't blame you.
What I did when I got to Jamaica, Joe, at Sandals, it's all-inclusive. They told us not to tip. I don't even know what that's unheard of. I was pretty wealthy at the time. I brought 20 watches, Joe, and I tipped watches. Somebody made my bed, they got a watch. Not expensive watches, nice watches. Somebody brought me a coconut, they got a watch. By the end of the 2 or 3 days, I'm the most popular guy on the thing.
They call you Mr. Watch.
I was Mr. Watch. When I got on the boat, I cracked a joke. I said, they go, man, you okay, man? Now there's 20 people on the boat.
Yeah, man.
And I said, I looked up and I saw a sign that said, welcome to Kingston. And because we're 600 miles away from Kingston, obviously. And they just started laughing and laughing. Well, a day later, I'm walking through the little village, shopping and buying stuff. The guy comes up, he gave me a painting. For you, my friend. I go, oh, thank you, man, that's really nice. He goes, you say you go to Kingston? I go, were you on the boat? He said, no, small island, man. Everybody know you now. Everybody talking. There's 30 people looking at me. And I started, because I think I started cracking the joke, no woman, no pride. Anyways, I have the whole thing on video. I wasn't no YouTuber. I don't even know if YouTube was around then, but I have the whole thing on video. I'm hesitant to show it because of how huge I look. I think I will show it because my wife is fine. And we're actually on the beach, and I'm sitting there retelling the story of how I almost died. And Jamaicans are walking up going, man, you're funny, man. You almost died. You're laughing about Bob Marley songs. So I could imagine, Joe, I didn't deal with what they dealt with. These guys washed ashore. I literally had to swim 100 yards to the boat. It didn't leave, it just floated off. Me and my girl is sitting there, I'm going, horrible. And I got it on tape. I don't look that great. That's the only reason I haven't released it.
You got it on tape?
I do. I have it on tape. I don't have me almost drowning on tape. I have me when we got to the shore, and I had her film me. I go, I gotta. And again, there was no YouTube, so I don't even know why. I used to like to make vacation videos for people at home, and then I never send the video. I think she's the only one who's ever seen it. Joe, look at this. Guys, that's a subway train. That's a seat you would sit on. Look at how many things of pills are on the floor. This is a guy that just went to Dwayne Reed. Look at it. It's Advil, Anacin, Tylenol. This is someone who just went to Dwayne Reed. Look at that, Joe. Look at that. How many things did they steal? This guy's no Walter White. A desperate junkie apparently trying to break bad on a 4 train had a high expectations dash when he left a disgusting spread over-the-counter allergy medicines. He could have sold them. He could have sold them somewhere. Never seen a mess like this before, tweeted out writer Carolyn Capo.
He must clean up the weather.
Yeah, he smashed. He had Claritin, Zyrtec, Allegra pills left behind. They all lack the chemical pseudoephedrine, a key ingredient in making meth. He was trying to make some meth, and he got the wrong ones. You could have scored a whole lot of Tylenol on that train. Look at that. No woman, no cry. Man, you funny, man. I said, excuse me? Yeah, my friend Hector tell me about you, almost drowned. I don't do a good Jamaican accent. So funny, you come up, say you almost went to Jamaica, you went to Kingston. Dude, I almost died. Yes, but you crack joke about no woman, no cry. I shot the sheriff. These are the new signs that you're going to see in New York. Beware of vehicle break-ins. Joe, you pull your car up. By the way, the thieves have these new... But it's hard to break a window on a car, Joe. You could take a rock or you could take a pole. But it's hard to break a window on... They have these new gloves, Joe. You go up and you touch the glass, and it has a little spike thing right between your... Touch it, shatters. They literally walk up, shattered.
Really?
Yeah, they just touch it gently, and this little thing, boop, shatters the glass. In San Francisco, it's the #1 thing right now. You can't park your car. Most people, this is not even a joke. You roll your windows down, open your trunk, open your back trunk, and you just leave the windows unlocked and you go into the store. Because here's what they did. They had hidden cameras inside of these. They would put a backpack in and they would take about 10 seconds. Put a backpack in there with a camera in the back of the car, and these people go up and they typically break the little back window, the wing window, because they can reach in, pull up your seat, and look in the trunk, because they're looking in the trunk. People think that if you put your stuff in the trunk, Joe, you can't get robbed. First place they look, think, oh, they can't get in the trunk. Yeah, they break that little tiny window, they reach in, look inside, and if there's stuff in the trunk, they get you.
They can
Anyways,
take your spare tire.
You'd be lucky if they just took your spare tire. They're going to take your catalytic converter, your backpack, your mama's stuff. Yeah. It's a sign of the crimes. The New York Police Department has placed a large flashing sign in the heart of Soho. Soho, just so you know, is south of Houston. Houston is a cross street.
Village.
Not Houston.
So it's really...
Don't call it Houston if you come here, bro. They're going to get
West
you.
Village?
It's down, yeah. West Village, Houston. Yeah. Houston is a major cross. So Soho is south of Houston. NoHo is north of Houston. Or me in college, I had NoHo. I'm sorry. That was stupid. Killer in protective suit. I don't care. The body of a deli clerk. I don't even know if I...
Buddy suspected other rappers.
We talked about this yesterday, Joe. The gas station guy, they call him a gas monkey. I think that's a little racist. I don't even know why they would say. What is a gas monkey? So a guy who pumps gas is a guy who works at a gas station. A man shot in the face during an attempted robbery last night. Where at, Joe?
In the Bronx?
Yep, he remains in critical condition. The victim, 51, was shot while pumping gas at a golf station on East 175th Street. Meanwhile, on Saturday, a man was slashed in the arm in Central Park. They don't get that a lot anymore. A man, by the way, Central Park is huge. You get into a beef in Central Park, it's over for you. There's no cop around. There's no cop for miles around in Central Park, bro. It's a lot better than it used to be, but the only problem with people robbing you in Central Park is now they got to escape through a very big park. That's why I don't think they target that many people there anymore. Saturday, a man was slashed in the arm in Central Park. Another was stabbed in the back while waiting for the train. This is a regular old typical Thursday, Joe. A father of a Manhattan man oh boy. Where do we live, Joe?
In Midtown.
What's the name of our neighborhood?
It's actually 48 and E.
What's the name of our neighborhood,
They call
Joe?
it Kitchen, Health Kitchen.
Guys lived here 50 years.
Right?
Hell's Kitchen. Yeah, I'm glad you know where you live, Joe. The father of a Manhattan man charged in a fatal 2020 stabbing in Hell's Kitchen is now facing his own arrest for witness tampering. His son stabbed someone, and now the dad's getting involved trying to tamper. Steve Darkbase says he will turn himself in on Monday. He's going to enjoy the weekend. He's going to get drunk this weekend. He'll turn himself in on Monday. After an arrest warrant was issued by the Manhattan District Attorney, Darkbase, a 43-year-old salesman, has insisted his son, 21-year-old Tasmuz, was acting in self-defense when he was attacked in what was called a gang-related fight. Joe, on your block yesterday, I gotta show you what I saw. Let me show you what I saw, Joe. I made a video about it. I think you'll like it. Let me show you what I saw. Boom. I'm going to turn off my Bluetooth. Joe, look at this. This is crazy. It's a poster on a tree. It's a poster on a tree. I thought this would go viral. So far, it's got like 40 views. I hope you guys enjoy this. This is a picture of a tree. It says, "Pick up your dog shit." And it's a guy right there with his dog. Look at this. Pick up. Watch this one, Joe. They got a picture. There's the gate. Right there. There's a blue garbage can. That camera right up there. You see the camera up there? That camera right there. Caught his ass before. In 4K. Here he is letting his dog shit on the ground and not picking it up. And now he lives in this neighborhood or he wouldn't be walking his dog here. So it's pick up your dog shit. This guy. Hey, guy. You know him, Joe? That's your dog shit. Now you're going to see the poster right here where you let your dog shit. In fact, it was this very tree. I'm standing where the dog pooped. So, lesson learned. You will be put on blast by that camera. Right up there. That camera, right there. The guy was letting his dog shit right here. Don't let your dog shit there. Look, there's the dog shit. Someone got fed up. They put the sign out. There he is, letting his dog shit right there.
Sometimes a human too. The homeless too.
Joe says sometimes it's human
too.
Sometimes it's human too.
Yeah.
Well, they put him on blast, Joe. His poster is over there. He's in 4K, letting his dog take a poop, and he just walks away like. They put his ass on blast, and now he's on the Boogie Bob show. Congratulations, he made it to the big time. And if I catch him taking a poop himself, I'm going to bring you the poop.
It doesn't take a minute to clean up. I don't know why they put it.
It's not cool. That's Poopgate. Poopgate.
Yeah.
I'm not going to... apparently Donald Trump is having a contest to see who can come up with the best Ron DeSantis diss. Right now he's calling him Little Ron. Little Ron.
I am...
Donald Trump's immature, but he'll rip you apart. He'll give you a nickname. Sleepy Joe, lying Ted,
I am thinking,
Crooked Hillary.
Myself, I'm thinking to run for presidency.
Joe's going to run for presidency. I'll tell you what, I won't vote.
How many votes?
You're not going to get one from me, Joe. I don't think. No. I think you'd be a pretty shitty president, Joe. You're a great person. You really want to be a president, Joe? Donald Trump will crush you. Oh, look at Tired. Here's Tired Joe. Look at Tired Joe. By the way, folks, I heard that he is from the Middle East. He's probably a Muslim, folks. That's what Donald Trump's going to do to you, bro. He's gonna rip you apart. Where were you on 9/11, Joe? Donald Trump will rip you apart.
He will call me a terrorist.
He will call you a terrorist. He will call you a terrorist. I know it's not true. I know.
What else would call me?
He's gonna come up with a nickname.
Horses and whatever those criminals.
Folks, his name is Jordan, Joe. Last time I checked, Jordan's in the Middle East. Am I right, folks? Am I right? I'm not saying he killed JFK. I'm just saying I don't know where he was that day. By the way, he's old, folks. He's very old, folks. Rockland fire kills 5, Joe. 2 kids among the victims. At least 5 people died, including 2 children, and several others were injured when the early morning blaze ripped through the Rockland County. I don't even know where that's at, Joe. What is that, Long Island?
Yeah,
Rockland County? Queens?
How could that happen?
It's a fire. A fire killed 5, Joe. That's horrible. This is why I've been sitting around all week crying to myself, not to you, about my $6,000, Joe. When people are going through real pain, what kind of person would I be where this is more important? How selfish would I be if my $6,000 was more important than these people who lost their lives and the pain that they're dealing with now? My pain is just about gone. I slept almost 2 hours last night. It still hurts when Joe brings it up all the time. You should not leave it in machine. You walk away, it's your fault. I let it go. Let's see, Florida's race car driver Logan's. I don't want to do that. I don't care. He buys for the racing fans. It's Logan. Look how handsome he is. He's a race car driver. These things get up to 200 miles an hour. It's Formula One. Very, very dangerous, Joe.
When you keep saying that I am a terrorist.
I never said you were a terrorist. I know you were not a terrorist. I don't like any kind of racism, xenophobia. I have said for years, Joe, as someone who lives in New York City, some of the Muslims that I have met are the greatest people in the world. The African cab drivers. What's the country that most of the guys from the bodegas are from, Joe? Yemen. It's really weird, right? How you go to a bodega, that's a corner store.
The same way.
90% are from Yemen. The nicest, kindest, best people in the world. Yeah. You'll never ever talk bad about a Muslim. You'll get some guy who has been watching Fox News all his life and think that Muslims are here to kill you, and that's what happens. This guy right here, Joe, was actually a genius. Do you see this guy right here, Joe, on the cane? A lot of you might not even know who he is, Joe. His name was Vinny the Chin Gigante. He was a godfather in New York, Joe. He was different. While John Gotti was out wearing his $3,000 custom suits, Sammy the Bull was running around killing people, Vincent the Chin Gigante walked around in his, he lived out in a village somewhere, Joe. He walked around in a bathrobe and pajamas every day. Like this. Walking around so everyone would see him. And the government couldn't do nothing. How are you going to try an old-ass man who can't even walk? And then he'd walk back in. He'd close the door. He goes, all right, I want a Stromboli. I want to, whatever. He got away with it for years and years. I think he might have finally got arrested, but I ain't got nothing bad to say about anybody in the mob. I don't even think it exists. So Joe does, but not me. A deadly Queens apartment blaze, Joe. Another apartment blaze. Horrible. Here's one. Joe, a Brooklyn worker sues over a grocery strip search. They searched him, Joe. A group of grocery store workers claimed they were strip searched. A group! They were strip searched, threatened with deportation, and fired after an irate manager falsely accused them of stealing a customer's cash. Show me the money. Where is the money? The furious boss at Chestnut Supermarket in South Williamsburg allegedly screamed during an April 5th ordeal. 3 employees were suddenly hauled in an office, one by one, locked in, berated, called names, assaulted, and battered by Supervisor Joel Epstein. They charged... Why are you laughing, Joe? Joe's laughing because he's got a Jewish name. Joe's thinking it's a racist...
No, that's not the proper way to do that.
It's certainly not. They charged the Manhattan Supreme Court.
Called the police.
That's the very least he could have done.
Yeah, that's the least.
The steaming mad manager claimed he had each of the workers on surveillance video in a bathroom where a female customer had apparently left a pile of cash. I wonder how much cash it was. $50, $80? Look out of here. She had gotten from the store money lending business. When the worker Francisca Orduna was brought into the office, Epstein allegedly yelled, "You effing B." Effing B. You gotta break that down for Joe, he doesn't know what that is. Take off all of your clothes. Orduna refused to strip and began recording Epstein, who pushed her against the wall and snatched her phone. That's called kidnapping and assault. As soon as you push them against their will, and take their phone. In addition to Orunda, Emmanuel Rodriguez, Quintana, and Luis Dominic, these are all very ethnic, very Latino-ish names. Yeah. They threatened them with deportation, so that's horrible. They were ordered to remove their clothing as well so bosses could check for the missing money. Epstein just cost this. This is a grocery store, a supermarket. They're going to have insurance. They can't file bankruptcy. They're going to have to pay out millions of dollars. Shout out to those 3 people. Hey Joe, you an Elvis Presley fan?
Yeah, Elvis Presley. Yeah,
I don't believe you are. Do you know
I met him in Germany.
Joe met Elvis. He met the Beatles.
Yeah, he was in Germany.
Now look at this, Joe. You could get yourself an Elvis Presley purse.
Too shame that he was the greatest, and he just got involved with the clubs.
Well, they got Elvis through the years, and then they actually did put, I was like, where's the big Elvis? They actually did put the big Elvis on there. Can't see it very good, but there's young Elvis, there's leather Elvis, there's acoustic guitar Elvis, there's dope Elvis, and there's big Elvis. I thought the guy was a brilliant talent, Joe. He could sing, he could do a lot of things.
His daughter just passed away.
His daughter did just pass away, unfortunately. Joe? It's Sunday. That means it's time to go around the world. No birthdays? Okay.
No problem. We'll see what happens around the world.
You didn't do birthdays today, Joe?
Germany, yeah, I did.
Okay, Germany. I'm going to take you around the world. That's what she said in college. A dessert shop introduced a new menu item, cricket-flavored ice cream. I have video of me in Thailand. Where I ate crickets off of their cart. That's a very big delicacy over there, Joe. You got hot dog carts over here. Over there, they got cricket carts. Walk up, get yourself some cricket, chew them down. I ate one. It was grotesque. But I did it. I'll be uploading that video soon, too. Let's see. Iran. Joe, have you been to Iran?
Iran, yes.
Citizens are mourning the death of Asiatic cheetah cub that became a symbol of hope for the anti-government protesters. This is a cheetah, a little cub, became a symbol. In Iran, Joe, has been a lot of upheaval, and now they're saying that the government is poisoning a lot of the Iranian girls in college. I don't want to get into that right now. The social media star for being the last survivor of 3 endangered Asiatic cheetah cubs born in captivity last year. The creature who died from kidney failure in Tehran, very sad, very sad. England, Joe, you've been to England. I know you've been to England.
I was in all those 3 countries so far.
Okay, Germany, Iran, England. Joe's a world traveler. A bus driver stopped to give a lost sheep a lift back to its owner. Can you imagine you're driving in New York on a bus and a guy pulls over and picks up a sheep? It was Martin Patey's first day working. for the bus line when she spotted the woolly creature on the highway. Other motorists assisted her with capturing the sheep, putting it in the bus, and reuniting it with its owner. Sweden, Joe, you been to Sweden?
No.
Okay. Archaeologists reported discovering a group of well-preserved species like saffron, peppercorns, and ginger. Spices, not species, spices. What the hell species is a damn is an acorn? And a shipwreck that occurred off the nation's coast 500 years ago, Joe. That's a nice find. They found a 500-year-old...
That's normal news because those ships, they were going to England, to India.
They were wrecking
spices. They buy spices and they go back to the Baltic states. They call it Baltic states.
Okay.
Sweden, Norway, Holland, Denmark, and so forth. They were business.
There are billions and billions of dollars, maybe trillions of dollars, still laying across the ocean floor from all the ships that have wrecked. Remember, it's thousands of years ships have been traveling, and back then they were rickety-ass ships. Viking ships and pirate ships. They carried gold and precious jewels
and good wine.
And good wine.
Yes.
When's the last time you had a drink of wine, Joe?
Well, last summer.
Okay. Anyways, this ship wrecked in 1495 when Joe was only a teenager. Joe, did you read about this ship wrecking when you were in high school?
The shipwreck, yeah, I read about it. It's actually, it happened in the front of Greece.
In 1495, Joe, when you were a teenager.
Yeah, I heard about it when I was a kid. Yes.
I love it when
I
Joe
saw
gets
it on
board.
TV at that time.
On TV in 1495. Joe had a TV before anyone.
Yes.
How about Thailand, Joe? You been to Thailand?
No, you did.
I've been twice. In fact, when I get some money, if I quit losing my money all over the place, I'm going to retire in Thailand.
Did you eat a sandwich with rat?
I did not eat rat. I did not eat rat. They do. I did eat some beautiful. Here's the problem with me, Joe. The first day I went to Thailand, everything, first of all, you're on a flight for 14, 15, 20 hours. Second of all, Joe, you get there, and I got there at 2 in the morning. It was like 85, 90 degrees out. It was very hot in Thailand.
Very hot.
I kept complaining to everybody, it's hot. It was February. They go, this is our winter. It was so humid. So we got to the hotel, Joe, and I turned the air conditioner, all the air conditioners worked everywhere. You get in the worst car in the world, the air conditioning was freezing. So I got in the hotel, Joe, I turned the air conditioner on all the way. It felt great. But then we went out to go shopping, and we came back. And when I came back, Joe, it was like 50 degrees in there, and it was 120 out. So I instantly caught like pneumonia. It was horrible, Joe. I got so sick. I was sick for like 5 days. I was so sick and so hungry, Joe, I literally crawled, I'm not kidding, crawling down Sukhumvit Road to Burger King. And I ate Burger King, and Burger King cured me. It was beautiful. Beautiful. 91-year-old citizen was crowned the world's oldest TV director. Shalong Pakdeviti, referred to as the King of Action in Thailand, was recognized by Guinness World Record after completing his most recent miniseries. 91 years old, Joe. He's older than you, and he's still doing TV. Joe, I think it's about time that I bust a rhyme. I'm not Buster Rhymes, but when I bust a rhyme, I'm here to let you know that we're about to flow. It's time for the Jordan Joe Show, so let's go. Joe, you said you didn't want to do birthdays. Do you want to do the wheel today or no wheel?
Okay, well, we give them one chance.
One chance, all right.
For,
let's give them
what they call a foul.
one chance.
How is everybody?
Joe gets
There's a lot of photo pictures.
There's a lot of photos. It's Sunday, Joe. It's Sunday.
It's always
It's
like
Sunday.
this on Sunday.
It's Sunday, so on Sunday, you get photo pictures. Okay. Joe, I'm going to spin the wheel. I'm only going to spin it twice today.
Okay.
That's it. You're only getting 2 spins. We can't do the show without the Wheel of Joe. Everybody loves the Wheel of Joe. That's the little thing, and here's the clicker. Click, 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 click. Leo, Joe. Leo. And click, 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 click. And Gemini. That's it. Leo and Gemini. By the way, we very rarely do Leo or Gemini, so I'm glad to do both of them today. And my battery's on 15%, so we're going to run through these quickly. Quick as you can, Joe.
Okay, Leo. Okay. The obstacles you face over the coming week will challenge you to dig deep and discover your true talents and potential. Lack of self-confidence is rarely a factor for Leo, but sometimes, like now, you need to be reminded what you can do.
Okay, that's Leo. And
Gemini.
then, Gemini, Joe, then we'll call it a day.
Other people may say you are aiming too high, but you know you should be soaring. So,
Like a chicken. Soar like a chicken.
So ignore their negativity and follow your dream. For too long you have allowed other people's opinion to hold you back, and that must end right now.
End it today. Quit screwing around and end it today. Joe, did you do birthdays today?
Yes.
This is the dark side of Barbie. Look at this, guys. There's the original Barbie. Those go for thousands of dollars. The dark side of Barbie, the guy who invented Barbie was driven by cocaine. And he once held his own daughters hostage. I'm just telling you stories in between because we don't got time today. What else you got, Joe? Hi, Pigeon.
We have born on this day.
Yep.
Okay, show and lie. Who is show and lie? You remember when your father was fighting in Vietnam?
Yep.
This show and lie was the president of China, who were given ammunition actually to Vietnam to fight the Americans.
Okay.
That was the president.
Show and lie. Never heard of him.
China. Show and lie. Rex Harrison.
Rex Harrison rings a bell. Actor? I don't know. What is Rex Harrison?
You remember My Fair Lady was in. Did you see My Fair Lady?
I probably have never watched it. Joe, I'm a gangster. You knew I was a gangster when we did this deal to work together. I don't know who the hell it is. My Fair Lady is a great movie. I ain't seen it.
Okay, Samuel Eddy.
Who?
Samuel Eddy. He's an actor and singer. Okay, Charles Fuller, the playwright. Okay, it's very changed today.
You ruined the show, Joe.
Andy Gibb.
Andy Gibb was my favorite of the Gibb brothers. Now, a lot of you know the Bee Gees. Barry, Maurice, and Renee. I think that's them. The Bee Gees. Oh, you can tell by the way I use my watch. I'm a woman man. The Bee Gees have the biggest motion picture soundtrack of all time with Saturday Night Fever. I think like 10 songs on their CD went to #1. Just absolutely huge, huge hits. But Andy Gibb had a big song before them. If I stay here without you, darling, I might die. I want you laying in the love I have to bring. I'd do everything to be your everything. It was one of my first favorite songs. I grew up in Turkey, Joe. We had no radio over there. Came to the United States, I had a little AM transistor radio. I used to put it to my ear like this.
I still have that.
I know you do. I know you do. Joe still got the transistor with the one little wire that came out in one ear. So Andy Gibb, Joe dated Mary Lou Henner for years. But Andy Gibb, Joe, died at a very young age. I think he had cancer. I'm not sure, but he died at a very young age. He couldn't have been 40. Huge, huge superstar. Could have been as big as his brothers. Shout out to Andy Gibb. God bless him. What else you got, Joe?
Right. Asif Mandvi.
I quit.
You know him?
Nope, I'm too busy quitting.
He's the American Indian. He's comedian and actor.
All right.
Eva Mendes.
Eva Mendes is fine as hell. That's all. I'll leave it at that.
All right. Kevin Connelly.
Kevin Connolly was one of the guys on that damn show, the HBO show Entourage. don't think he did very many movies. Guys, the camera is officially off. I'm on 5%. So Joe will do the deads. And then if it does sign out before then, please pray for our dear friend Joe Hernandez. Be good to yourself. Be kind to others. Be good to yourself because you deserve it. You can't be good to others if you're not good to yourself. Forgive yourself for stupid things. I started feeling better about my $6,000 when I forgave myself for doing it. No one's blaming no one but myself. I forgive me because I'm worth it. Go ahead, Joe.
On a deck, Patsy Cline.
Patsy Cline was a singer. Killed in a plane crash. I believe it was a plane crash. She was a brilliant singer. Taken way too soon, Joe.
All right. Okay, we have Victor Vivian. Who is Victor Vivian? A British singer.
Next. Never heard of him.
Richard Kelly.
Why do you hate me, Joe?
The man of La Mancha, if you remember.
Ah, all right. I don't.
You don't remember?
I remember it, I just never saw it.
Okay, Hugo
Nicki Minaj's ass, everybody.
Hugo Chavez. Who is
Hugo Chavez was a human rights advocate for Latinos. He set up a union and other things. I can't remember much about it.
Okay. Joseph Stalin.
Joseph Stalin was another Joe who ruined the world. Between you and Joseph Stalin, I don't know. He was
president of the Soviet Union. First president.
A horrible dictator, killed millions of people. What else, Joe?
We have another guy who you love his name is Crispus Atmos.
Anybody has her number? It's Kardashian, Kim Kardashian. I need to talk to her. It's important.
Alessandro Volta.
I don't know.
Alexander,
I don't know.
The first scientist to invent the battery.
Joe, you really want to